Hello and welcome to the marvellous show Game of Thrones. If you've never watched before, I'm your host Steve, and it's a react show to the Game of Thrones because in the beginning of lockdown I'd never watched an episode. I've been putting it off for years, and now thanks to one of my subscribers that suggested it way back, I'm absolutely loving this show so much, and it is my favourite show ever now. I'm slightly obsessed. So if you love Game of Thrones, please hit that subscribe button, like, comment, hit the bell and all that malarkey, and you'll be updated every time I put anything up. That's that out of the way. Just before we get started, I just wanted to mention that I've recently just finished a promo video for my band, and I've edited it, produced it, wrote the song, just did everything really. So it's been a big deal to me. So I'm just going to put a little snippet up for you so you can have a little look. I'll put the link in the description thing down there somewhere. Hopefully it'll work. And if you could just go over and just like it, even better, subscribe. I think I've got like 12 subscribers at the minute, so it would be quite nice to kind of boost that a little bit. And you get to see me doing a really poor impression of the Night King, sort of giving it all that, which is quite funny. But I'll put a little snippet on anyway. But yeah, if you could do that, it'd be awesome. So last time we watched episode 6 of season 6 and Blood of My Blood, that's right, I think that's what it's called. And we started with Bran and Meera on the run now from all the walkers, obviously, that would chase them from the door. And yeah, it was Meera just basically gave up. She couldn't pull that sledge. Plus Bran was no help because he was wherever he was at the time. So yeah, I thought that was potentially I thought that was it. I don't know how they were going to get out of it. And Bran was, in the meantime, was having all these kind of flash visions of all sorts. There's an awful lot to go into. But we saw the Mad King, like flashes of the Mad King, and Jaime killing the Mad King, and it was really cool. There was a lot to go into. And of course, then I thought that was it. I thought they were dead. That was going to be it. And then suddenly, this knight in shining armour on a horse. He wasn't actually wearing armour, but he come running in and sort of took all the walkers out and everything. And it turned out that it was Bran's uncle, Benjen, who I thought had died, to be honest. But then as soon as I heard him speak, I thought, oh yeah, it's got to be him. So I'm not really sure where this is going to go on this kind of story now. I'm not sure if I was even happy with him coming back. I'm not really sure. I don't know. It's a little bit cheesy, just a little bit. But hey, it might be okay. And plus, he also said that the Three-Eyed Raven had sent for him as well, which I didn't quite get that bit either. But hey, we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. At Horn Hill, there was a big chunk of this in the last episode, with Sam and Gilly and little Sam arriving at his parents' house. His mum and sister were really sweet. They took Gilly in. They absolutely loved little Sam. That didn't last for long because when they had the meal in the evening, obviously Sam's father was back and his brother, and all his father basically did was just rip into Sam the entire way. And I could see Gilly getting more and more wound up, and I thought she's not going to hold it back much longer. And sure enough, she just let rip in the end. Obviously admitted that she was a wildling as well, which he absolutely hates. He loathes wildlings. And he kept referring to her as it, which really did wind me up. I hate stuff like that. And so Sam was basically told he'd have to leave first light, and that he would put Gilly to work in the kitchens and raise little Sam. When Sam went back to their room, obviously he was in tears. I think he felt he'd let Gilly down by not sticking up for her and for him. But he's just so petrified of his father. And he said goodbye to her, and it was a really horrible scene. Then he leaves, and then literally 2 seconds later, bursts back in and goes, right, pack your stuff, we're going. And I'm really chuffed about that. He even grabbed the Valyrian sword, the family sword, off the wall. So I'm happy that he's done that, but I'm really worried now that, cause I don't think his father's going to let that lie. He's going to be after that sword. I think he cares way more about the sword than he does his own son. So I think we're going to have Sam and Gilly being chased now. So that's a bit. I don't like that because Sam's not a fighter, so I'm going to be really nervous about this now. But yeah, I'll have to see where it goes, I guess. In Braavos, we saw Arya again watching the play and having a great time watching Joffrey die, which was nice to see that again. And she put the poison into Lady Crane's... It was Lady Crane, wasn't it? Into Lady Crane's drink. And I honestly didn't think she was going to do that. And then the build-up is obviously Lady Crane comes backstage and they're talking, sort of arguing with each other, all the actors. And twice she goes to put it to her lips and then puts it down again. And as soon as she did that, I thought she's not actually going to drink it. And then sure enough, just as she goes to drink it, Arya bursts in and knocks it out of her hand and basically warns her that it's the other female actor was the one that paid for her to be killed. So that's basically Arya now. That's it. That's her done. And as she walked out as well, the waif was there. She may have been in disguise, I'm not sure, but she was there and saw it. So she reported straight back to Jaqen H'ghar to let her know what had happened. And he's basically put a hit on Arya now and said, just don't let her suffer. So I'm happy that Arya's out of that now, and she also got Needle as well out of hiding, which is brilliant. But now the waif's after her now, and she is a much better swordsman. So I'm a bit nervous now for Arya. I just hope I guess she is going to have a fight with her. It's going to happen. But I just wanted to hurry up and get on a ship and get back to Westeros, because I think that's where she's going to be going. And then we went back to Lord Frey. God, I hate that man so much. Again, we haven't seen him in 3 seasons. And basically his sons have lost Riverrun now to the Blackfish, who obviously survived. I remember now, he went out for a wee, didn't he, at the Red Wedding. I don't know, I would like to have seen a bit of how he got back. That would have been quite cool to have seen how he survived. Maybe we'll get a flashback, I'm not sure, but I would really like to have seen that. Because I thought I didn't think he died, but I kind of thought he was just out of it. So now Frey's ordered his sons to take it back. It doesn't matter at what cost, they have to take Riverrun back. And I don't hope they know. I hope they don't. I don't think they will. But I've also, there was a bit later on in the episode where Jaime's now is going to take the Lannister army to help as well, to help the Freys. That could change things quite a bit. But yeah, I dare say that now we're in what episode 7, so they're going to have to start cramming all this in now. So I think there'll be a bit of this in this episode. And at King's Landing, we saw Marjorie about to do her atonement walk. But as it was pointed out to me, she didn't have all her hair cut off, so I don't think she was going to go do the walk anyway. So I'm not really... that's even more confusing now as to why they were all stood there. I don't know. But Jaime made an awesome entrance and just ran up the stairs on the horse, which was a brilliant moment. And the whole Tyrell army turned... Not the whole Tyrell army, but a army of the Tyrells turned up. And that was really exciting. Alana was there, and I was like, I was getting all ready for it, all hyped up. And then High Sparrow announces there will be no atonement walk. And now they have a new member, and who come through, Tommen. And I was like, oh my god, that kid, he's becoming really annoying now. I mean, oh god. So now everything's thrown up in the air, because now you've got the High Sparrow and the King joined forces now. So now I don't see High Sparrow going anytime soon now, unless he gets assassinated by someone. But I'm absolutely gutted about that. I really wanted a big kick-off fight with the Tyrells. That would have been awesome. And also, on top of that, Tommen's now fired Jaime. He stripped him of his heads of the King's Guard. So I don't know what's going to happen with Jaime now. I mean, he's supposed to go and take an army down and help the Freys, which I hope... I'm not really feeling that. I don't really want him to do that. I don't want Jaime to turn into the arsehole again, because I love Jaime. I think when Jaime was with Brienne, that was my favourite time with Jaime, and he's now starting to wean off a little bit. He's kind of going back with Cersei and all that malarkey again. So I don't know, but I'm hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping something happens and it stops him from going. And then Dothraki Sea, we see Daenerys leading her now huge Dothraki army now. And it was kind of it was quite a short scene when she sort of, they pull up and she sees this kind of dust cloud from behind these rocks, and she must have sensed that there was that one of the dragons was there, because she told everyone to wait while she just goes off, and she was obviously quite a while because they were all talking amongst themselves. And in the end, Dario said, "Right, I'm going to go and find her." So he went out to try and find her, and as he went to leave, he heard the scream of one of the dragons, and it was Drogon. Oh, I can't remember his name. I think it's Drogon, isn't it? Who is now, I think he must be fully grown now, because he is absolutely huge. When he landed, Daenerys was on top, and she looked absolutely tiny when she was on him. So yeah, they grow up quite quick, them dragons, because he was nowhere near that big when he came down and rescued her before. So he's been obviously feeding very well, and he's grown quite a bit. And now she's got her army, she's got her dragon, and now she's just looking for the thousands or so ships, which I think are going to be linked to Theon. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I hope it's not that you're on anyway, because I don't really like him. So that wraps up kind of the last episode, and now I'm going to do my quick loves and hates from the past 2 episodes. John wasn't really in it very much, and to be honest, Tyrion wasn't really either, so neither of them feature this time, which I think is the first. So number 3 in my loves is Jaime. Mainly because of that last episode where, he can't stand the High Sparrow, and I'm with him on that totally. And the fact now that his own son is now being kind of brought in and groomed into this kind of strange religion. And he's also been stripped of his title as well, so I really did feel sorry for Jaime, and again it was just worth it for that horse going up the stairs, which is an awesome scene. Number 2 is Arya. She, again, her story I've not really been that excited about until recently, and now I said it all along, I knew she wasn't going to stay there much longer, and I think even at the back of her head that was always her plan. She wanted to go back to Westeros, and now I think she's got to deal with the Waif first, and I'm hoping that she does deal with the Waif. It's going to happen, that fight is going to happen. So I hope it's not too long. She deals with the Waif, gets her out of the way, and then we see her going back to Westeros, which is the last scene of episode 10, I reckon. There you go, I'm calling it. And number 1 this week is Sam. Oh, bless Sam. I've always loved Sam from the very first moment I saw him, and there was a big chunk of him in that last episode, and yeah, I always feel sorry for Sam, always. He's so funny as well, he cracks me up. Some of the stuff he comes out was brilliant. Has he ever met Tyrion? I think he has. So those two would get along really well. I think I'd love to see that. But yeah, he got bullied throughout the majority of that episode, and now he finally did the man thing and grabbed the sword and took his woman and his child, and they've gone. I'm really nervous for Sam though right now. Really nervous. Being on the run, he can't fight, and I think he's gonna have his father after him. I really do. So yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. But yeah, this week Sam is my number 1. And on to my hates. Originally, and don't get me wrong on this, but originally at number 3 I was gonna have Bran. I don't hate Bran, but obviously the link that he had to make Hodor kind of be like that for all his life, just so they could get out of that door. I don't know, I felt weird about that. I wasn't comfortable with that, but I do like Bran, I really do, but that made me feel a bit annoyed with him, so he was going to be number 3, but I changed my mind at the last minute, and the Waif is number 3 instead. I can't stand her smugness. She's always hated Arya, she always has, and like I said last time, I don't know how her and Jaqen H'ghar even got on, because he doesn't strike me as that sort of person that would put up with her kind of attitude. But now she's going to be after Arya now, and I hope she doesn't get hold of her, because she's a better swords person than Arya is. So I'm going to be worried now, because now she's going to be after her the whole time. But yeah, she's my number 3. At number 2, he was only in it for a few seconds, but that was enough. That was Walder Frey. Oh, I can't stand that guy. Oh my god. I guess now he's going to be in it again now. Although, to be honest, all he really did was send his sons back to Riverrun again, so I'm not sure if we're going to see much more of him. I hope we don't. I just want him to get his comeuppance, I really do. He just seems to be loving life at the minute. But yeah, I literally can't stand the guy, and he's my number 2. And my number 1 is Randyll Tarly. I think that's how you pronounce his first name. Sam's father. What a horrible piece of work he is. He's kind of like Tywin Lannister, but without the coolness. He's just horrible. Even the way he ate was disgusting. I could hear his food go around his mouth. It made me feel sick. I'm referring, again, I keep saying it, but referring to Gilly as it. I'm not having that. No. And just everything that comes out of his mouth was horrible. And now I've got a feeling he's going to be chasing Sam, which I'm dreading, because I don't want to see him anymore. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, he's my definite number 1 this week. And so on to the next episode, which is episode 7 of season 6. This is The Broken Man. Wow, that could be anyone, couldn't it? I mean, that could be Sam, it could be Jaime. I don't know. It's going to be one of those two, I think. Can't think of anyone else that it would be. But definitely, I think Jaime it's more about Jaime. I think he's more the broken man at the moment. But yeah, I just want to get stuck into it now. So yes, so again, subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell and all that malarkey, and let's crack on with episode 7, The Broken Man, Game of Thrones. See you in a bit.
There are no men like me.
Christ's gone straight in. Didn't have time to get the drink ready. What are they doing? Whoa! Didn't know he was in it. This has got to be in the past, surely. What? What? Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so cool. Oh god, I love the hound. That's mad. Can't believe he's back.
How many men did it take to cut you down?
Just one.
Oh. You must have been some kind of monster.
He was a woman.
Oh, really? I think he's got a lot of vengeance on him now, hasn't he?
I think some of the men are a bit afraid of you.
I'm used to it.
When I found you, I thought you'd been dead for days. Well, you were stinking already, and you had bugs all over you, and bone was coming through right there. What matters, I believe, is that there's something greater than us. And whatever it is, it's got plans for Sandor Clegane.
You learn quickly. You know, there are some who know.
Is she genuine or is this put on?
The king mentioned that since your reunion, you haven't joined him in the marriage bed.
The desires that once drove me no longer do.
The king must have an heir if we are to continue our good work. I only pray your grandmother follows your lead.
My grandmother?
The Queen of Thorns is a remarkable woman, a strong woman, and an unrepentant sinner. You must teach her the new way.
Good luck with that.
Does it move or talk? Move or talk with you alone?
So Unella has been my true friend and counselor.
Oh, this is mad. All I have to do is whistle and my men will stroll in here and bash you about
Grandmother?
until I tell them to stop. If I tell them to stop, you could use a good bashing.
Grandmother, please.
What have they done to you?
Against the High Sparrow, against the faith.
We marched for you.
The gods could have punished you and father, but they didn't. I am the queen. It is my duty to serve my husband, the king.
I will never leave you. Never.
You must. Go home.
Ooh. What's going on?
7 blessings to you, Grand.
She's still in there. So she is playing a game, I think.
This isn't our fight.
If it weren't for him, none of us would be here. All of you would be meat in the Night King's army.
The Boltons, the Karstarks, the Umbers. They know you're here. They know that more than half of you are women and children. After they finish with me, they'll come for you. But I need you with me if we're gonna beat them, and we need to beat them if you're gonna survive.
No.
Man of few words. His shits must be massive. Well, that's one down.
I heard you were leaving King's Landing.
That is hardly your concern.
Your grandson is still a prisoner. You'll leave him rotting in a cell.
Loras rots in a cell because of you. The High Sparrow rules this city because of you. Our 2 ancient houses face collapse because of you and your stupidity.
You're right.
Ooh.
I made a terrible mistake. I carry it with me every single day. We need each other.
Do you remember the way you smirked at me when my grandson and granddaughter were dragged off to their cells? I do. I'll never forget it. I'm leaving this wretched city as fast as I can before that shoeless zealot throws me into one of his cells. You're surrounded by enemies, thousands of them. You're going to kill them all by yourself? You've lost Cersei. It's the only joy I can find in all this misery.
She's not holding back. Oh, Lannisters. Christ, that's a big army. Whoa.
Now that is a sorry attempt at a siege.
Come out and face us, Blackfish! We have Lord Edmure! Yield the castle, or we'll hang him! This is your last warning! Yield the castle!
Yield the castle.
Or I cut his throat.
He ain't gonna yield.
Go on then, cut his throat.
Your move.
Edmure is a prisoner of House Frey.
Only a fool makes threats he's not prepared to carry out. Now, let's say I threatened to hit you unless you shut your mouth, but you kept talking. What do you think I'd do?
I don't give a rap.
The king's command to take back this castle. Get word to the Blackfish. I want a parley.
A parley or a fight?